They use psychological warfare to make you feel crazy and compliant. Stop them. The first tactic is love withdrawal. This isn't just someone being moody. It is a calculated strategy where the manipulator removes affection, warmth, or validation as punishment for non-compliance. You feel the temperature drop the moment you set a boundary or express a conflicting opinion. They become distant, their tone flat, their responsiveness vanishes. You find yourself doing mental gymnastics, trying to figure out what you did wrong to earn the coldness. The psychological mechanism is simple. It establishes an immediate cause and effect relationship. If you behave as they wish, you get warmth. If you don't, you freeze. You are being trained, like a lab animal, to seek their approval. It conditions you to associate your independence with pain and compliance with temporary safety. Red flag phrases, said with a sigh. I guess I just expected more from you. Whatever, I'm too tired to deal with this. You know how I get when you act like that. Defense move, do not chase the warmth. Hold your boundary and let them maintain the distance. Say, I understand you need space, and I'm fine with that. Let's talk when you're ready to respect my decision. Then disengage completely. Next is ambient abuse. This is psychological warfare fought without a single direct attack. The manipulator creates a hostile, tense atmosphere using nonverbal cues, loud sighs, eye rolls, slamming doors, heavy footfalls, or leaving things strategically messy to signal their displeasure. They fill the shared space with toxic tension, making you constantly walk on eggshells. You are perpetually on edge, waiting for the explosion, but it never comes in a definable way you can confront. When you ask, what's wrong? They snap, nothing. Why are you always so paranoid? Why it works. You feel crazy because there is no single articulable event to point to. It's the constant, low-level radiation of hostility. You waste energy trying to manage their mood, sacrificing your own peace for a temporary reduction in tension. They control you by controlling the environment. Red flag phrases, said while glaring and slamming a cupboard. I said, I'm fine. You're imagining things. Why are you always escalating simple things? Defense move, name the behavior, not the feeling. I noticed the sighing and the door slamming. If you have an issue, state it clearly. Otherwise, I'm choosing to ignore the theatrics. Refuse to engage with the drama. The silent treatment is the classic control tool. This is deliberate, targeted emotional withdrawal used to punish and coerce. They don't just need time to cool down. They actively pretend you don't exist for hours or days. They communicate through third parties or completely ignore your presence. The goal is to induce panic and desperation. The victim usually apologizes immediately, often for something they didn't even do, just to restore contact and end the terrifying isolation. The psychology, humans are wired for connection. When that connection is suddenly severed, the brain registers it like physical pain. The manipulator leverages this primal fear of abandonment. They teach you that the cost of disagreeing with them is total annihilation. Red flag phrases, you know what you did. I have nothing to say to you until you change your attitude. Defense move, state your boundary once, then walk away. I don't engage with silent treatments. When you are ready to use your words, let me know. Do not chase, do not beg, do not apologize for the silence. Let them sit in their own manipulation. Guilt tripping is using your empathy and conscience against you. The manipulator frames any request, boundary, or personal need you express as a massive emotional burden on them. If you prioritize your time, you're selfish. If you don't comply, you've betrayed them. They constantly remind you of past sacrifices they made, implicitly demanding repayment in the form of your compliance right now. Example scenario. You say you can't attend their event because you have an exam. They respond, after everything I did for you last year when you were sick, I guess I know where I stand. Why it works. It hijacks your sense of fairness and loyalty. You abandon your own needs to avoid the crushing sense of being a bad person. The manipulator never has to negotiate. They just deploy the guilt bomb. Red flag phrases, after everything I did for you. You don't care about me. Clearly. Fine, I'll just suffer alone. Don't worry about me. Defense move, separate the facts from the emotion. Acknowledge their past kindness, but firmly maintain your present boundary. I appreciate all you've done, and I still need to prioritize my exam. Those two things are separate. Refuse to carry their manufactured emotional weight. False equivalence is the tactic of comparing a minor mistake you made to their severe harmful behavior to instantly dismiss your concerns. You catch them lying about something important, and instead of taking responsibility, they immediately bring up the time you were 5 minutes late last month. Yeah, I forgot to tell you I took out a loan. But remember that time you forgot my birthday. We both make mistakes. The goal, it shifts the focus away from their major violation and onto your minor flaw, creating a moral draw. The manipulator implies that since you are not perfect, you lose the right to hold them accountable. It's a pure deflection designed to neutralize legitimate criticism. Red flag phrases, you did that so we're even. You're not perfect either, so stop judging me. At least I didn't. Insert minor flaw. Defense move, refuse the deflection. Bring the focus back to the primary issue. We can discuss my lateness later, but right now we are talking about your lone lie. Stay focused. Do not allow the goalposts to move until their issue is addressed clearly. This is the most insidious tactic, intermittent reinforcement. The manipulator shifts unpredictably between being incredibly loving, attentive, and perfect, and then cold, cruel, or neglectful. There is no pattern. One day they are your soulmate. The next, they treat you like a stranger. The mechanism, this creates a powerful emotional addiction, far stronger than consistent abuse. The victim becomes addicted to the possibility of the good behavior returning. You feel compelled to stay, constantly hoping that if you just try harder, the perfect person you know exists will resurface permanently. It's the gambling slot machine effect. You keep pulling the lever because that rare, massive payout is intoxicating. You tolerate 90% garbage for 10% gold. Red flag phrases, used after a cruel episode. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I'll make it up to you. Followed by extravagant gestures. I've never felt this connection before. You're the only one who understands. Defense move, recognize the pattern, is the abuse. That perfect moment is the bait designed to keep you hooked on the instability. Stop chasing the past fantasy. Focus only on the present reality of their inconsistent and harmful behavior. Stability is not a reward you earn. It is a basic requirement you deserve. If you recognized any of these tactics, if you felt that familiar twist in your gut, you are not crazy. You are being manipulated. They rely on your confusion and your self-doubt. They rely on you not having the vocabulary to name their game. But now you do. You have the map, and you know the terrain. Psychological self-defense is not about fighting them. It's about recognizing the toxic pattern and choosing to walk away from the chaos they create. Your peace is not negotiable. Your stability is not a prize they get to award you based on your compliance. When you spot these red flags, when you hear those specific phrases, treat them as the warning signs they are. Do not negotiate with the tactics. Just disengage. Your strength is in your clarity. Share this with one person who you suspect is deep in the fog. Knowledge is armor. Put it on. Protect your peace.